Hey friends, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a process video for you using the new Pinkfresh Studio Some Days collection and also a cutout from Bella Boulevard. I'm going to quickly show you the products that I'm going to be using for this layout. This was part of my design team order from A Cherry on Top. So I will make sure to leave all the products linked down below for you from A Cherry on Top. And when this became available for pre-order, I automatically ordered this one and the Keeping It Real collection because I just had to have it. It was so pretty. So this one is really fun, and I really love all the yellow and the pinks and the aqua in this, and it is designed by Kelly Perky. It is a lot of fun. I picked up some of the 12 by 12 papers and then all of the embellishments. So I'm going to show you those here. Just quickly going through the papers that I picked up and then leaving them on the sides that I really love. This one, I love both sides, so it was hard. I wish I would have picked up two of these, but I did end up getting one of those sheets in a recent kit. So those are the 12 by 12 papers. And I always get the 6 by 6 pads because I love 6 by 6 paper pads. I use a lot of cut files, and these work really well with the cut files. I got all of the alpha stickers that come in this collection. There is a green and a really pretty blue, and then this multicolored alpha that is a smaller alpha, which I love the smaller alphas. Here are a lot of journaling tags and the bits. A lot of fun. I really love these. These are really fun to use in mini albums or to create a page with. I used them before to create a layout, and in a previous collection, the journaling tags and bits are really fun to use and layer up. So I'm just going to quickly flip through them and show them to you. Here are the puffy stickers. I love all of the lemons in this collection. They're so cute. And then there's two packs of floral ephemera in this collection. Or 2 packs of ephemera. One's a floral pack and then one's a regular ephemera pack. And I picked up 2 of the floral ephemeras for both of the collections that I picked up from Pinkfresh Studio because I love their florals. Those were the chipboard flare, and then these are the chipboard stickers. Really fun. I love the little sweatpants that they have in this collection. There's one on the chipboard stickers and then one on the puffy sticker sheet. They're so cute. So I'm going to back the cutout with the papers from the 6 by 6 paper pad, and I'm just going to pull like 3 or 4 of the 4 different pattern papers from the 6 by 6 pad to use on this cut file. Excuse me. And then I know I want to use some of those floral ephemera, so I pulled those out as well because I know for sure that I want to add florals to this layout. I love this floral pack. It is so pretty. That's why I picked up 2 of them. I saw them and I knew right away that I had to have 2 packs of these. They're so pretty, and like there's lemons with stems and florals in this pack as well. I just love all of the yellow and the green in this collection and that pretty blue. Oh, it just makes me so happy. These are the papers that I'm going to use to back the cut file. And I want to make sure for this first one that I get some of that floral cluster in on the letter as well. So I'm tracing on the outside of the letter, and then I'm just going to cut on the inside of my trace line, if that makes sense. Usually I trace from the inside and then trace around my cut file, but I'm doing it opposite because I traced it. I didn't flip it over to trace it, just so I could make sure that some of that floral was going to show through on the letter. But anyway, the colors, I just absolutely love it. It's just so fresh and just so pretty. It's just one of my favorite collections from Pinkfresh Studio. It's just so fun. So I'm just going to go through, and I left a lot of this in the video, the backing of the cut file. Sometimes I cut a lot of it out, and then sometimes I leave it in. These Bella cutouts are so fun, and I've used them a lot lately. I absolutely love them. They are so easy to just grab. I have them hung up on like a pegboard in my office, and then some of them I keep in my craft dresser. I can just grab a cut file. It's already cut. It's cut from nice, smooth, white cardstock, and it's ready to go and ready to back. Perfect. If you do not have a die cut machine, like a Silhouette Cameo or a Cricut, a Scan and Cut, these are perfect, and the price is really good. This one right here that I'm using is says This Is Us, and it comes with 3 other cut files. One of them says Friends and the other says Family. I think it's called Friends and Family. I think that's what the set is called. But there are some other ones, like some for like being like outdoors. There's some that have like really fun backgrounds to do like a whole page background with different pattern papers or whatever you want to put on the back of the cut file. There's just a ton of different ones. And the newer released cutouts come with a template so that you can easily trace and cut your backings for the cutouts. They're a lot of fun. If you've never purchased one, the next time you head on over to a Cherry on Top to place an order, put one of these in your cart and check them out. I promise you guys will love them. If you've never used a cut file before, it just takes just a little bit of time and patience to cut your first one. Sometimes you might get a little frustrated with it, but I promise you it is so worth it and you will love the end result. So I'm just going to continue to back this cutout, just going through and picking the papers that I want to use, just trying to figure out which paper I want to back, which letter and things like that. I try to keep darker ones, like I'll do like a light colored one and then maybe a floral, and then maybe one that reads like a solid, and then a darker color, and then repeat the process. So it doesn't look too cluttered or too messy. That's just kind of my process, how I do it. And I try to pick a color that I'm going to repeat, like the yellow. I knew I wanted to do a lot of yellow, so I made sure to use 2 of the yellow patterns on this background. I'm just trying to figure out what I want here at the end. I'm going to end up picking this paper here, which is a white background with some light pink words all over it. So once I have this backed, I'm going to add foam adhesive all over the back of it. And I will leave the foam adhesive that I have linked, or that I'm using linked down below for you guys, so you guys can check it out. It's just a roll of the cherry tape. Going to get this last one adhered, and the adhesive that I'm using is a liquid glass, and I make sure to use something that has a really, really fine tip. Works really well, especially when using cut files, titles like this. So taking my tape roll and going to get a bunch of these pieces cut out and added to the back of the cut file. Again, this just helps pop it up off of my layout, and I love to be able to tuck things behind the cut file. When I'm using florals, I like to put florals behind it, or if I'm using something that has critters, I like to have critters peeking out behind my cut file. So that's why I like to pop it up off the page. Just trimming down my photo. I have a black and white photo printed out. I print my photos at home, and I use the Pinkframe app on my iPhone to create these collages, and then I use a color story to edit my photos, the color, or add black and white, whatever I want to do. So for this one, I did print it out in black and white, and it's just a photo of Michael and I from our recent photos that we did. And I just wanted to get this one on a page. I'm going to place the photo below the cut file, and this page is a little different for me. I don't normally do a pattern paper background, but for this layout, I really wanted to try to do one, and I went with this blue and white ledger. I do end up liking the way that it turns out, but it is a struggle for me to use a pattern paper background like this. And I love when I see other people use like lots of pattern and lots of color and like 3 or 4 different pattern papers on a page. For me, I struggle with doing it myself. I just can't do it. But I did do it. I did stick with this pattern paper background. I do add some color to the background here in just a little bit. I do take some white acrylic paint and add a whole bunch of white splatter, hoping that that was going to help me like think that it was a white background. But anyway, I love the way that it turned out. It's just different for me. If anybody else struggles with this, let me know in the comments down below. Do you prefer a pattern paper background? and lots of patterns in the back? Or are you more like me where you want a lot of white space? That's what I like. I love a white background and then be able to make pops of color with either inks or using lots of color using big cut files. So I did make it through the layout, but let me know down below what you guys like. Do you prefer the white background or the pattern paper? I've been trying really hard to do more pattern paper backgrounds, and you'll see, like, if you go to my Instagram, most of my layouts are white background, but there are some that I have been doing pattern paper backgrounds, and then some of them are like a very simple pattern paper. So like I did a recent one for Bella Boulevard, and it was just a white background with a light blue grid design on the back, which is still pattern paper, but it's very, very subtle. So right now I'm going to pull everything off my page and gonna get the branding strip cut down. And then I'm going to take some white acrylic paint, add it to an acrylic block, and then add some water, and then just add a whole bunch of white splatter where I know that cut file is going to lay. And then once that dries, I decide that I want to add a little bit of color. So I'm going to pull in some Catherine Puller ink in a really pretty pink shade and add that to the background. And then I'm going to pull in a Shimmers from my stash that it came in a kit, and it matches this yellow in the Pinkfresh Studio. So if I can find that, I will make sure I leave it linked down below. The Catherine Puller I will be able to link for sure. So I just add a little bit of this pink and then a little bit of the yellow just to add a little bit of something to the background besides just the white. And it's really hard to see in the photos. Maybe in the close-ups you'll be able to see it, but in person you can really see it. And especially that yellow, it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. So it's really, really pretty. And I think it looks good against all that white splatter. So here is the shimmers, and to activate this you just add a little bit of water to it and kind of stir it up with a paintbrush. And then I'm just going to take it and just use this cheap paintbrush that I got off Amazon. I got like a bundle of them for like $9.99, and just sprinkle it on the page. This is like my mixed media. This is usually what I do. Besides like the packaging technique, I will just add some ink or color or paint, whatever, to an acrylic block, add some water in, take this paintbrush and just splatter it all over the page. It's quick, it's easy. I don't have to add gesso or anything to the page, and it works great. So I let that dry, and I took my paper towel and just rolled it onto the cardstock just to pick up any excess water. I put the cut file back on the layout and got that stuck down and positioned where I wanted it to go. And then I'm going to start to get my photos and any layers positioned down, and then I will pop this photo up on some foam adhesive. I do want to use a lot of florals on this. I just think they're so pretty. And so I'm going to add, you'll see that I have some already up there on the cut file, and then I will place some on my photo as well. Gonna add a couple layers behind my photo. I really love this one here with this dark pattern paper with the florals on it. So I'm gonna use this to back the photo. And I really like the way that looks. I'm gonna ruffle up the edges a little bit. And then I do ruffle up the edges of the 12 by 12 paper as well. I just love the look of that. I just like messy and distressed, and I'll just take the scissors and my fingers and kind of just ruffle up the edges around the whole 12 by 12 layout. I'm going to use some more of this foam adhesive behind the photo just so this is popped up as well. I have some tickets and tabs here from the Pinkfresh collection that I will get added to the side of the photo. And I will go ahead and add some thread to that tab hole coming up here in just a little bit. If anytime there is a tag, I like to add some type of a trim or string or something to the tag hole, just so it, I don't know, I just like the way that looks. Sometimes I'll let the strings just hang, and then sometimes I'll tie them into a bow. So I'm just going to embellish off to the right of this photo, adding some florals. I used one of the chipboard flares. Going to use this die cut piece up here on the This Is Us file, or cutout, where there is a floral cluster, and I'll get that popped up on some foam adhesive. I will leave my social medias linked down below, so you guys want to check out any more inspiration from me. You can follow me on Instagram or check me out on Facebook. I also have a Facebook group as well if you guys want to check that out. Up here, I'm going to create just a little cluster. I'm going to pop this up here at the top, and then it'll kind of be hanging off, but I will trim that off. And then the piece that I cut off, I'll end up putting it towards the bottom of the layout. And then I'm going to put a puffy sticker up at the top that says documented. And then to finish it off, I just sprinkle some of the Pinkfresh Studio enamel dots around the page, some at the top, some around the cut file, and then a couple towards the bottom where I have a tiny floral cluster that I trimmed off from that top piece. I love to trim my floral pieces in half to kind of spread them out around the page, so that helps kind of stretch your embellishments a little bit. Make sure to head on over to the Cherry on Top shop and check out all of the Pinkfresh Studio products that they have. So pretty. You guys are going to love this collection if you have not picked it up yet. And also check out the other one, Keeping It Real. That one is just as pretty. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this layout. Let me know what you think of this background. Do you like this blue and white stripe as the background for this layout, or would you have picked the white background? Let me know down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And if you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you guys will be notified every time that I have a new video. And I will be back again tomorrow with a new process video using the same collection and a sketch. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.